Easily add a pop-up to any content management system. That means you can add it to WordPress, you can do it in Cloud, you can do it in Wix, Squarespace, Webflow, the list goes on. And with the easy design within the Brizy Builder, it is really a breeze. Hi, my name is JP and welcome to Brizy. We're going to talk a little bit about pop-ups for a while, and then I'm going to show you how we create a pop-up with an external program within Brizy Cloud that you can use on any platform. Yes, just with a little bit of a code snippet, I'll show you how to embed that within your website so that you can have a pop-up with triggers on any content management system that is currently on the internet. So exactly why do we use pop-ups? Well, pop-ups draw attention. It's as simple as that. When they pop onto the screen, they draw the attention of the visitor. But more importantly, actually, they disrupt the process of the visitor's visit. Well, in fact, you actually have to close out the pop-up many times, which focuses the attention of any person that comes to your site. And why would you want to hinder this flow of the visitor? Most cases, you are trying to offer something in return for something. That's usually how it works. You have a discount that's going on and you want people to buy your product. Another one is that you want to collect email addresses so that you can send out newsletters or promotions. So you offer something like a sign up, a newsletter. That's another example. But we've seen other creative uses of pop-ups in the last couple of years. For example, cookie consent, and then you can even build back to top, scroll back to top page, or jump to another place on the page, or even create your menu structure within a pop-up. All of that is possible. Just remember the golden rule. When the pop-up becomes intrusive, you should not be doing it. I recently visited a website where there was a cookie consent form, which we all understand it has to be there. But every time I went to another page within the same website, it gave me the same consent form. And that gave me a really adverse experience, and I just left that website. So make sure that you do your testing when you put your pop-ups out there and that you really keep them focused. Let's see in Brizy Cloud how you can create an external pop-up with the Brizy Builder, and you can also do this in Brizy Cloud free, and you can embed a code on any content management system, any website out there, and the pop-up will work. I'm within my builder and I'll click here on Create New. And you have the option whether you want to create a website, a pop-up, or a story, and you simply click that you want to create a pop-up. Once it is created, let's give it a name, and I'll call this Pop-up Demo Embed. Now we go in and edit the project. Start building your pop-up, and this is where all the pop-up building starts. You get a lot of pre-made pop-ups that you can go for. And note here on the left that we have categories that helps you quickly identify which pop-up is most suitable for your need. If you have something like a newsletter, you go to the sign up and you can look here at these pre-made pop-ups. If you're running a sale, then you go for these. Let's say this one over here that has a 10% discount. I can select it and it brings in everything and I can start building out the pop-up. Start at the top where you see the pop-up settings, and you will see we have a number of features here. These will align the pop-up, and you can see you can put them bottom, top, and with that you can understand how you can create menus, videos that pop up from the side. Let's put this back into the middle. All the way to the left, we're going to talk about this one, display conditions, shortly, where we will look at the triggers that will trigger this pop-up when somebody comes to the website. We have a close button, and you will see the close is currently inside this pop-up. As you bring in any of these pre-made pop-ups, all you need to do is change out the content. I can say, for example, here 25% discount with orders of $100 or more. And then here where I have my form builder, simply click on the button and I can set up my button as well as what happens when people send this. Do I get an email notification? Or do I have integration with other distribution lists like MailChimp? I can set up Zapier and then even add reCAPTCHA. That is all done here with this form element. And I think for most pop-ups, you're probably going to be using that. Building it with these pre-mades are super easy. Go to the bottom right corner and then make sure that you click on Publish Page so that you know that it has been saved and that you can view it. Well, all good and well, you've created the pop-up, but let's do this totally from scratch so that you can see a little bit more about the builder. And after that, we go and embed it on a WordPress site. To clear our canvas here, I can click here in the top right and simply select delete and then start building your pop-up. Select create your own. As with many things, there are a number of ways you're going to do this. And what I'm going to build out is a little promo for a festival here near my hometown. And I'm in the Southern Hemisphere, so we are in autumn/winter at the moment. The purple is the background. That is your overlay on your site. The canvas area starts with a container that you access the settings here in the top left corner. And then inside you have column structures. You can add more columns or you can delete it, but there always should be one column. What I will do is I'll go to my container, the row. I'll select the image and I'll bring in an image that I want to use. There's one called Autumn Festival. You won't see any changes because currently there's an overlay applied. To reduce that, click here and then simply select from the drop down none. To resize the canvas, I go to the options in the top right, select the settings. On the width, I'm going to take this around 400 pixels. And then to set the height, I'll put it on custom 710. And I have a nice little frame. Perfect. I only need one column. Right click on any of the columns and from the context menu, select delete. Bring in an element, and the first one I'll bring in is a text for my heading. Below that, the period of the sale. And then I'll bring in a call to action, which will be a button. I'll select the text and type in Autumn Festival and change out the font. Let's put it on this 400 sans. And increase to a bigger font value and put it on bold. I'll reduce the line height to 1 and change the color to a darker and center align. Next text element, we put the date and we'll put that from the 20th to the 23rd of May, 2023. Center align, and we can also put this on black and remember to also put it on the same font. Let's see how that looks. That looks fine so far. Let's reduce the space between these two, and that is usually because there is some default margins applied. I'll go to styling and I'll just link all the margins for both of them so that we have less of that space there. The button, select the button. I'll type I want to join and change the color. Select the color, and for the background, I'm going to grab my color picker and select any of these colors here. I want to go for that one. I think that looks good. I can apply an overlay. And then we just, for the overlay, change the text color. Let's put it back on default. Nicely done. Bring in a spacer for that. Reduce it. And to move everything to the top, in this case, because I've used the row, I will just bring in a spacer, put it at the bottom, and increase the spacer. Alternatively, what you could have done is you could have put it inside the column with the image in the column, and then you could have sized it within the column. But this works for me. A very simple pop-up that we've created here. Let's save. That's always a good tip. Control S, Command S, because if you lose your work, you're going to cry crocodile tears. And change our background color. I'll grab the color picker again and I'll choose the same color. This time I'll just select it from the button. And we can see our opacity is at 90. I'll drop it down to around 85% so we can still see the site which we are working on. Note we have a little bit of a shadow here, and that is for the container of the pop-up. I'll go to the color, shadow, and click on a darker shadow, and that looks good. Style the close button. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Let's go for 32, much bigger, and then bring in a background. I'll put it on a circle. Now you won't see the button at the moment because you have to apply a background color. Select colors. I'll go to background and I'll put it on black. There we go. And you can play around with this too. You have options for putting it inside or outside and then moving it clockwise around the pop-up like so. If you want more control, you go to the lateral and vertical settings. And here you can move it exactly in the spot where you want it. You need it a little bit further away, or if you want to draw it in closer. Now your pop-up is set up perfectly. What you need to do at this point is to tell your pop-up when it should pop up when you embed it into your website. Go to the options for your pop-up to the left and select display conditions. These are going to give you the triggers, and the trigger is the thing that tells the pop-up, now you should appear. You don't always want the pop-up to load immediately when people come onto your page. You want to give them a little bit of breathing room. And within the pop-up builder, you have quite a number of triggers that you can choose from. The popular one is on-page load. And with this, you set the amount of seconds that will delay the pop-up from appearing. In this case, it's set to 1 second, which means load the page and after 1 second, the pop-up will appear. Usually that's a little bit too short, 3 seconds, even 5, a little bit more. Others include after inactivity. This is where somebody sits and maybe after 30 seconds they haven't done anything. Then you can have a pop-up appear and say, hey, are you still there? And you give them some kind of discount. One of my favorites is this one, on-page exit intent. The moment somebody will take the cursor to the address bar or outside of the browser, the pop-up will appear. The reasoning behind this is that this person intends to leave your page. You want them to complete a sale or buy a product, so you quickly offer them something before they can leave. Go through the triggers. There are so many to choose from, and you can add more than one trigger. I can set after inactivity of 50 seconds, but I can also add another trigger, and let's say this one, on scroll down of 50%. What this means is as the person is scrolling down the page, at the 50% mark, halfway down your page, the pop-up is going to appear. Let's go for this one. Why not? I'll click save. And one more condition trigger you have to look at is this one that says trigger pop-up only once. When you are testing this, you want to leave this one off. The reason for that is you constantly want to see how your pop-up will behave on the front end, so you need to leave it off. But for your visitors, you don't want them to be presented with this pop-up over and over again unless that is the function of that specific pop-up. In those cases, you will activate it. But for this test, we say no. Save our pop-up, click outside, and for good measure, always save your page again. We go to the bottom and click Update or Control Command S. Now we are done. Exit from here, go to Dashboard. Now what we need to do is we need to embed this pop-up into our website. It's very important that when you do code insertion, you will find that you can do it in the body, in the header, or the footer of a page. In this case, you need to put it in the footer. Click on Get Embed Code, and all you need to do is click on Copy Code. Here I have a WordPress site. Go to the back, and I've set up a plugin that will allow me to insert code, namely WP headers and footers. If you are using any other content management system, you will have this function as well. You can see we have scripts in header, scripts in body, scripts in footer. I'll click there in the line and then paste it, Control Command V. Save changes. And all we do now is go to the front. This is our page. Do you remember the two triggers we set up? One, if I do nothing for 50 seconds, and the other one is if I scroll halfway down the page, 50%. I'm not going to let you wait 50 seconds before we see the pop-up, so let's start scrolling. And we go down, and we're almost there at the halfway mark, and here we come, and there is our pop-up. How grand is that? And depending on the platform you are using, you can set it up on a page-by-page basis or even a specific time. There are great plugins for that, especially in WordPress. The great thing about using these external pop-ups for embedding is that you get to track your leads very carefully. Every time somebody clicks here within your Brizy admin board, you can go to the settings and select leads. Anyone who has responded to that pop-up, their information will be generated here from where you can export it to Excel. Great way to keep track and generate new leads. Also check out the article for which I will leave a link in the description below, and that will give you more information on how you can create a custom pop-up using the pop-up builder. Great info here, step by step, and we have a number of other tutorials and usages for that as well here on the YouTube channel. That reminds me, remember to subscribe, give us a like, and I'll see you then in the next video. From me, JP, until next time.